Hey, this is Todd with Baseball Think Tank. This is Jack from Saturday morning. So, Jack, I want to look at a couple of the issues we talked about, a couple of your concerns. One was you feeling like that arm was snapping back, like you weren't able to finish through. So we look at that. Um, and the big reason behind that is simply energy transfer. Um, this is when we first started. You were loose, and this was, I think, your last warm-up throw, where I said to air it out, go ahead and throw it hard. Um, and what we see is, again, very passive lower half, back foot just kind of slipping, you kind of falling. One of the things I want you to see, we talked about this whole concept of segmented rotation, meaning, hips rotate, then trunk rotates, then shoulder rotates. So they go in order, 1, 2, 3, up the chain. What I want you to see with your video is everything is coming forward together. So we see the hips rotating, the trunk rotating, and the shoulder delivering the arm. Okay, but even more fascinating than that, you wonder why the arm is not able to get through. And one of the things we say is that the shoulders are at the mercy of the hips. Okay, so the shoulders can only rotate as far as the hips have allowed them to rotate. And I say that to say, watch your hips right now after release. I want you to see right there. There your hips go rotating. Okay? So notice you've delivered the ball. The shoulders can't go any further than the hips go. So you've already thrown. You get to this point in the arm, so that's as far as I can go until the hips finish rotating. Then the shoulders could go further. So one of the reasons you feel like that arm is kind of snapping, which, yeah, it's going to hurt because you're not creating a clear path for the shoulders to keep rotating around and allow the arm to finish down. So here again, we finish, very straight up and down as opposed to finishing more out. So down here at the bottom, this is, we worked with the core velocity belt some, just trying to get our body moving. And if we just look at the end result, there we go. We're getting a little more extension. We don't see the arms snapping back quite as much. At least we're getting the shoulders through. So just by, you know, getting getting more aggressive with the lower half, we're able to, again, the shoulders are at the mercy of the hips. We're getting a little more freedom to get around. We still see very late action, but at least by generating some momentum here, we're creating a little better path. Now we have to work on the timing, okay? Step one is to understand that we have to get through there. Step two is we want to improve the timing, okay? If we can improve the timing, not only is your arm going to feel better as you're throwing the baseball, you're going to all of a sudden notice you're throwing it faster and faster with what you're going to perceive as less effort. So one of the drills we did the other day was the finishing drill. So let's look at the positions of the body and how we want to set up that finishing drill. Okay, we want to make sure that the weight is on the front hip. Okay, so when I land, I want the weight on the front hip. I want this back hip already open. So in order for that back hip to be open, in other words, that hip bone facing home plate, this back heel's got to be up and my toes got to be pointing towards home plate. Okay, so we set up in this position. So the weight's on the front hip, back toe is open, and remember, we're doing a drill, we're trying to feel something, so even if we want to cheat this back foot up, a lot closer, just so we can get the sensation of the back hip, back foot rotating. Remember, we finished around on our pinky toe, and see, now you're getting there. So again, rotation's happening late, so we really want to work on, let's cheat this back foot up so we can get the sensation of back hip rotating there. That's what I want to feel. But we want the arm and the upper body in this position. Okay? So once we've achieved this position with the upper body, that's when we want the back hip to finish rotating. So think about, look at how far off the timing is. Okay? Your upper body, even though it's getting to a great place, at this point, our lower half, we should be here, or here even, or actually probably almost here with the lower half, okay, when the upper body reaches this point. So again, start with creating the feeling. So let's get into landing. Okay, we're going to start the drill right here. We're going to make sure this back foot is rolled over. You know, we want to feel the back hip or the back foot rolling up, heel turning towards the sky as this back hip opens up while the upper body's in this position. So just, if you remember, we started on our tiptoe, roll over to the top of the pinky toe on the back foot, okay, the whole time making sure we're stable on the front hip. So all the weight should be on the front hip. We're working on rotating the back hip from this position to this position there. Okay, get it all the way open. You know, and we can keep our both feet on the ground while we're doing this. Okay. And then the upper body, then the hips, then the trunk will rotate through, and we're going to finish down and through. So you can do this drill, you know, do it as slow as you need to, but start creating that sensation, that feeling of the hips completing their rotation before the trunk, and then finally the shoulder just rolls back. Remember, the only thing we want our arm doing at this point is rolling. Okay, so the shoulder should just simply roll just like that and then deliver the ball. But our hips need to be cleared in order to do that more efficiently. So hopefully that makes sense. You know, talk to me if you have any questions. We can walk you through how to do this. But, you know, again, we made some progress. Okay, we're a lot more aggressive at the bottom. We're going, okay? Now we just got to work on the timing of things. All right, so good job, and look forward to talking to you soon, bud.